Hi everyone. Right, so I decided I was going to talk over this bit because I had a bit of a cold and the sound did a little bit off while I was filming it. So what I have here is I originally bought a 25 by 25 solid square bar of copper, and the drawing said I needed to turn it down, or I needed for the drawing obviously to make the piece. It was 1 inch by 3/4 by 2 inch long, so obviously it's 25 by 19 by 50 mil. So I've just machined it down on my mill, and that's basically what I'm just explaining here. Ready to start making the piece for the boiler. So that's what I'm up to now. Obviously, this is the piece that you've seen in the video. Right, so I'll get back to the video. Start reducing this block, just taking it down to its final dimensions. Will be the base. I'm just doing the top now. So basically, where this outline is, I need to remove everything apart from this. I need to reduce this by 6 mil. So it'll be a 3 mil roughly line all the way around. Remove 9 mil from the back and 22 from the front. This clearance here is apparently for the crankshaft, apparently. Needs a bit of movement. What we should end up with is something that looks like this. This is so the orange piece. So that's the top there, that's that bit that's in the vise now currently gripped. And this is the top bit that I'm going to remove all the excess. So if you imagine, sorry guys. That's the copper block like that now. Not very clear. Like that. That's what basically they're currently going to remove in the vise. So arrow. Right, so I'll set up a camera and see if we can get film some of it. Right, I just had to reshim it because it wasn't quite there. So I think it's probably something I've done. And now longitudinal going obviously left to right, it's perfect for dead. We're on the money there. But forwards and back, traverse, we're out by 1/10 of a mil. So that's good enough for me. Well, it's not ideal, but I'll show you now. So coming out there. So under really, because obviously we're not at return to 0. But it's yeah, it's fairly close. So I'm going to start machining at that then. Now I'm just going to check the measurements while it's still on the vise and it's not moved. Is there anything I need to change or remove a bit more? And then I don't have to reset it all up. So I'm going to check that now. Okay, so check all the measurements. Just crudely with the verniers have gone round. So we're right, 3 mil either side, 6 mil. There's 0.1 of a mil difference here. From front to back, so I'm happy with that. And obviously that should be milled out then to fit this block. Not obviously this one, but this same material. 3/4 inch brass, which will sit along that like there. And obviously have the ports in it. So now I can just take this out and clean it up. And then obviously drill it and tap it for the parts that I need. If you can see at the back here, I don't know if I said in the other video, I was filming as I was going. I've just shimmed it out a touch just to take the rock out, because obviously it was sat like that and exaggerated. Sat like that in the vise. So I've just obviously shimmed it up a bit to level it out. So I'll take that out now and clean it up with the file. You can't see very well. Just clean up this piece of milk. Or get all your bird in it. I think it's more, like I said, I don't know the correct reason. I'm not looking for it. I need to get the little black in it. Black engineering book, there's all the crucial sort of measurements and everything. That's why I built this anyway, so it's just a good way of being a bit more in depth. We've got quite a bit of experience with the lathe, so if you don't mind, I use quite a lot of work. Not so much on the mill. I'm very little with drawing, considering. I bought it quite a bit. It's got so many issues, it needs sorting out. It's left it a bit. What happened, really? What's going on? I was expecting the room to be a problem. I get impatient with this stuff. Wasted this job, I ended up rushing in, making a mess. Still got to go on tap yet, so some room. Still time to do it. Not very exciting videos, I know. I'll let it down, fast forward, whatever. Make it a bit less tedious to watch. So there we are anyway, that's where I'm up to now. I'll probably keep dressing it a little bit. That's really cool. And I'll show you where I'm up to after once I've finished, because I've got to drill it yet. I hadn't drilled these previously. You can see there, that one there. Dot punched and centre drilled them just to make it a bit more accurate. And now I'm just drilling through with the 5mm, and then I'll go with the 5.5. So I'm just putting a bit of cutting oil on. Just taking my time. Copper's a bit of a funny thing, funny breed to be drilling. Right, so that's successfully drilled now. You can see underneath, there's obviously the holes going through. These are all the ports. Focus. No, doesn't want to focus. So I'm going to clean these burrs off. And then some of these get plugged, and obviously some of them, well, they all want tapping. Some get plugged up when it comes to building it. Obviously, the plugs get soldered in. We've got a port at the bottom. So it goes, one will go in there, then along the body, the other side, and then obviously out the back, and then one out the top as well. So I'll clean it up now with a file. Very fine sandpaper as well, rub it on that and just clean it all off, all the markings. Right, something I've got to do as well is just make a concave shape. This part here. So if you imagine I've exaggerated it like that, just so it matches the profile of the boiler, because this is going to be soldered onto the top of the boiler. So I just need to sort of scallop a bit out now with a file. Right, try and file that out now. So here's the idea I've got for, like I was saying before, you have to shape the bottom of the copper block to marry up to the copper boiler pipe. So I thought obviously the best way to get the exact nice fit is just to decided just to wrap this. Right. Something like this now. So you'll see where your contact. I mean, it's pretty easy for me to see because of the light's reflecting differently off the parts that have been ground, the parts that haven't. But this is probably the easiest way of checking it. Once this is completely removed, you know it's a perfect. It's a negative to the tube. So it's sitting flush. The boiler. It's looking really well. I don't know if you can. It sits on it nicely. Perfect. I'm happy with that.